Welcome everyone to the second video of this new series on projecting patristics. I am very happy to have here with me Davide Dainese from the University of Bologna, who has recently won a very large grant for a new and exciting project entitled Resilient Septuagint, an initial exploration of the semantics of killing and healing in the Septuagint and its reception in patristic and late antique sources from the 3rd to the 5th century CE. He is the main PI, but the project is actually very large. It involves 3 different universities in Italy: Bologna, Catania, and Bari. In Bologna, Davide is working with 2 postdocs, Laura Bigoni and Gianluca Scatigno, and 2 DH consultants, Marco Zanella and Giorgia Sampo. And in Catania, there is the deputy PI of the project, Arianna Rotondo, and 1 postdoc, Isabella Pignocco. And in Bari, there are 2 research units chiefs, Laura Carnevale and Luca Arcari, from the University of Naples. The project has been funded with the Next Generation EU grants, and in particular within the Print 2022 from the Italian Ministry of the University. I leave now the floor to Davide, who is going to introduce the project for us. Welcome, Davide.
Thank you, Lavinia. A very kind introduction. Well, as far as the project is concerned, it began a sort of spin-off, I will say, of the HTLS, the Historical and Theological Lexicon of the Septuagint, which is a multi-volume dictionary edited by Eberhard Bons and Daniela Sciarabba in cooperation with Anna Mambelli, which explores the meanings, usage patterns, and potential semantic developments of key terms and word groups as well found in the Septuagint. And 2 years ago, the core ideas and methodology behind the Historical and Theological Lexicon of the Septuagint gave birth to 2 innovative, hopefully, initiatives, our project and Ubiquity. Perhaps I'm gonna spend a few words on Ubiquity later on. Our aim from the outset was to harness the potential of the so-called digital revolution to enhance the value of the HTLS, building on some of its central insights, such as the importance of the Septuagint as the most significant act of cultural mediation in the ancient world, and the vital role of philology and not just linguistics in reconstructing semantics. Therefore, we selected a lexicon to test a prototype semantic search engine aimed at detecting allusions. Allusions are indirect quotations to the Holy Scriptures in patristic literature. And for benchmarking purposes, we chose 2 authors, Clement of Alexandria and Nonnos of Panopolis, who, though loosely connected, differ significantly in both literary production and style and historical context. And this contrast serves to evaluate the robustness of the models we employed. The workflow has been and continues to be structured that way. The research units in Bologna and Catania are responsible for developing the tool, while the Bari unit assesses its usefulness, especially for HTLS-related research. After exploring various methodologies, drawing on the current state of the art in humanities, computing, and digital humanities, and let's say AI for humanities, as well as on literary research into intertextuality in ancient Greek, we developed a hybrid research strategy. This approach combines traditional computational techniques such as scene sets, lemmatization, so on and so forth, with more recent AI-driven methods, in particular vector embeddings. Embeddings are formal representation of words and texts if they were vectors in a space, and large or language models systems which leverage probabilistic modeling in order to predict the most statistically likely continuation of a given prompt. And we have cooperated and continue to cooperate very closely with colleagues from a parallel project, as I mentioned before the ITSER project. ITSER means Italian Strengthening of the S3 RI Research Infrastructure Resilience within the resilience framework, which is the only research infrastructure devoted to religious studies. Resilience serves as an incubator of, if I can say this word, for the project I'm leading. Our cooperation with ITSER focuses in particular on one work package of this project, work package number 8, which is called Ubiquity. Unlike other approaches, if I can say so, both in constructing the benchmarking set and in assembling the biblical data set used to detect allusions in patristic texts, we deemed it essential from the very outset to move beyond critically edited texts alone, which we regard as, if I can say so, as an incomplete representation of textual knowledge. Accordingly, we also incorporated indeed data from critical apparatuses and the exemplaric tradition. And basically, by leveraging existing ontologies, we were able to link tokens, words from the edited text of the Göttingen edition of the Septuagint to their corresponding variants in the first and second apparatus. And in doing so, we restored to each word processed by the machine the historical depth and philological insight embedded in the work of the scholars who produced the critical edition.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And what do you think what do you think is the greatest benefit for the academic community of the project you're leading?
Yeah, I formulate this question on the basis of the impact issue, which is crucial for international projects such the project I'm leading. So the impact of our project will ultimately be assessed by the extent to which it will contribute to our twin initiative within the resilience research infrastructure, which is a longer term project for which our work serves as both prototype and initial test case. And as I've previously said, I'm referring to the Ubiquity team, work package number 8 of the ITSA project, which is directly integrated into the resilience research infrastructure. It's coordinated by Anna Mambelli from the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia and includes Sara Abram as an Arabist and Fabio Tutrone as a Latinist from the University of Palermo, and two graphic designers from Palermo as well, Marcello Costa and Chiara Palillo. So our extended group is also supported by a team of artificial intelligence experts led by Marcella Cornia from the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. And yeah, let's say that the Ubiquity project will incorporate our results into a broader open source platform for linguistically driven research on allusions on allusions to sacred texts across Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. Yeah, the platform is designed to go beyond the standard text reuse approach familiar to those of us who have worked with tools like the engrams function in the TLG. And at the international conference taking place this October in Catania, we will present the results of our work and illustrate its possible applications in both biblical studies, in particular with regard to the tool's usefulness to draft HTLS entries, and in patristics, focusing on the two case studies we have chosen, Clement of Alexandria and Nonnus of Panopolis.
Excellent. And what do you think are then the future developments of the project? What's the next step?
Yeah, at this stage, we are still in the very first phases of experimentation. What we've done so far is to test the soundness of the approach we've taken and the choices we've made along the way. I can say that so far the results are highly encouraging. As mentioned earlier, our core wager, if I can say so, lies in the development of a hybrid search system, one that integrates information from both the critically edited text and its critical apparatus variants, keeping them in dialogue that, rather than treating them separately or worse, ignoring one altogether. And we tested our search engine on a set of labeled biblical allusions from the works of Clement so far. The results showed that combining, this is perhaps the most interesting discovery, combining vector embeddings with a single syntactic analyzer led to a 15% improvement in semantic recall. Recall is a metric used to measure how often a machine learning model correctly identifies, in our case, correct biblical allusions. And moreover, incorporating manuscript variants into the semantic profile of each token increased recall by up to 27%.
A lot.
Amazing,
Yeah,
really.
really good results.
And the next step, of course, is to incorporate all available language-aware techniques, such as lemmatization, synonym handling, stop-word filtering, so on and so forth, as well as to fine-tune the embedding model. This is precisely the area our engineers, led in this phase by Marco Zanella, are currently working on. And personally, if I can add one more point, I believe that this approach is opening up new frontiers for natural language processing, especially in the context of ancient languages where we don't have enough tokens to train a new effectively working large language models. And I believe that it has the potential to be exported as a good or best practice to other fields and areas of research far beyond Greek and Latin patristics.
So this is a case where humanity actually contributes to general language development rather than only the opposite. So Davide, it was an honor. Thank you for presenting your research, and thank you again for contributing to the life of the IAP Association.
Thank you, Lavinia, and see you hopefully soon. Bye bye.
Bye.